I hate tech. Not because they're tech.
Okay.
Not because they're a wreck. But
Okay.
I hate anybody that stands in my way of another perfect season, culminating in a playoff push and then to a national championship. And I hate tech because they're just like all the rest of you losers, Florida, Tennessee, irrelevant to my
Not
life.
relevant.
And you annoy me.
Yeah.
So get out of my way. We're going to talk about what we're excited and nervous. Don't sleep on for Tech Week right after this.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Hello and welcome back to the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. I am Daniel. He is Clint. Thank you so much for joining us on audio, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Over on the YouTube, please be sure to subscribe or follow on whatever listening device you are on. Leave us a comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. All of those things are helpful. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. The leftovers are the best part, so I hope you saved a lot. And Clint, as you said, Georgia Tech, not relevant.
No.
But still so easy to hate. Because,
Absolutely.
number one, the little brother mentality here is almost not even fair. Okay, when I think little brother, I think Auburn. There's a little brother. You understand? Tech is
Can't
more.
wait for Lane to get there.
Tech is more like I don't know, like some sort of an insect that lives in your front yard. Like you might accidentally step on it once a year, but you didn't really even notice that you did that.
Yeah, he's that guy in Mad Men that says, "I feel bad for you, Don," and Don's like, "I don't ever think about you."
Who are you?
Tell me your name again.
Who? Why? There's a lot though to be excited about this game, Clint.
Lots.
And I just want to start because I am excited for Senior Day. To honor, to pay my honor to Stetson Fleming Bennett the fourth. Because this is a man who has done nothing but take crap from you, me, and everybody else in the Georgia Bulldog fan base. And Stetson, listen, we're sorry about that. We don't know why. Sometimes we just get so scared, you see? We don't know how to express the feelings that we feel. And please come back, Stetson Fleming Bennett the fourth. Listen, this is a man that has delivered a national championship to Georgia.
Yes.
This is a man who has done nothing but put his head down and play great winning football time after time after time in the face of nothing but questions and doubt. Still, I'm listening to a podcast this week, Clint, a national podcast this week.
Gosh, what are you doing?
Where I'm listening to people talking about Georgia's goal line problems probably stem back towards Stetson Bennett being too short to throw into the appropriate windows on the goal line. That's a real conversation that I was listening to people have this week.
Daniel, there's this crypto thing happening, bankruptcy, this FXT guy. And I'm just wondering, how do people get jobs in the world? And namely, how do national sports people ever get a job?
The kid has done nothing but be criticized unfairly.
Yes.
And now it's his last game in Sanford Stadium.
Yes.
And I'm just telling you right now, that place better be on fire when his name is called. And it will be, because Georgia fans are the absolute best.
The best.
And they know how to do it right. And they understand who this man is. But I am excited for a senior day. And listen, the only thing that makes one nervous about betting that under that we both bet is what if on senior day Stetson just says, what if on senior day Todd Monken just says, hey, big fella, why don't you just cut it loose today? Why don't you just drop back and then step into one and just sling it down the field over and over and over again? You might see Stetson whiz a few deep balls down the field on Saturday.
Oh, I don't doubt he's going to do that. I doubt if he'll be doing it in the third quarter, but he'll be doing it.
Well, that might be true.
That's the question. You stole mine. This senior day, this last time in front of the home crowd for these amazing Bulldogs. Y'all, I'm not trying to hate on you, Georgia fan. But the amount of you that I have muted on Twitter because of the slander that you give out to Stetson and the rest of these dogs, like, I can't stand it. They've been the best team in the best sport in America for 2 years. And for 4 of those years previously, they were in the conversation.
They were right there.
Okay. I don't know how to help you. Just enjoy this.
Please.
Just enjoy this. We are in the high life right now. Since you took that here, I'll give you something else I'm excited for. I'm excited to not see A.D. Mitchell catch one ball or run one route on Saturday. Daniel.
Don't need it.
I'm fine not seeing you until LSU.
Yep.
I'm fine.
What if it impacts the chemistry between Stetson and AD?
Ball is going to ball, Daniel.
Okay. Yeah, no, we're not worried about that.
No, ain't worried about that at all. We're going to come back after this, let you know what we are nervous about. But first, we'll let you know about Underdog. Underdog is the place that you're going to go where fantasy and college football and betting meets all together in one spot. Daniel at one point was doing an NBA Underdog.
Oh, yeah.
He just out here making a lineup.
We cashed.
For the NBA.
Hey, we cashed it.
And we cashed.
And we cashed it. Look, we got money in the account right now. We got money in the account.
Daniel, you tell me, what do you know about the NBA?
Oh, no. See, the thing about the Underdog app is they give you the information right there on the app.
It's right
you
there,
you don't need to know much about much. You just get on there, you make some decisions, you look up, oh, this person is injured, so maybe I will not draft them.
Oh, that's easy.
And then the schmuck you're playing against, he doesn't do that research. He drafts him, and all of a sudden you're sitting pretty. Because Joel Embiid ain't playing that night, and you're going to be fine.
That man made a glass. Daniel made a money because Underdog helps him get that. Head over right now to Underdog. They're going to match up to $100 on your first deposit with promo code LOCKEDON.
What are you nervous about, Clint? I don't want to steal yours, so I'm going to let you go first.
That was very kind of you.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm nervous about, and it has nothing to do with my feelings on the matter. It has nothing to do even with Georgia fans' feelings on the matter.
Okay.
It has everything to do with my enjoyment of the game. And it's this fear that we will hit rinse repeat on a Kirby death march too early in the game, and it will be unsuccessful, and it will taint my entire Saturday experience of hating Georgia Tech. I'm nervous because I've seen it multiple times. Mm-hmm. I've seen it successful multiple times. But watching the stupid, it's not even gold. Daniel, I tried to find a color similar to what Georgia... It's
old gold is the name of the color.
But it's like... It's not. That's what I'm trying to tell. It's not. I don't know what it is. It's like
just you've never seen gold this old before. I think is your problem. You're possibly looking at a lot of newer gold.
Okay.
But this is not that. Okay.
It's like Grey Poupon had been sitting out at Yosemite for a year and a half.
It's old.
It's old.
Gold.
It's old. I'm nervous that the Kirby Death March is going to hit at a certain point in this game. It's going to taint my whole experience. It's going to taint me from seeing Carson Beck sling it, Stetson Bennett sling it. It's going to taint because everybody else is going to start talking. That stupid national media guy talking about goal line stands and us not getting the yard and all that. All of that is going to ruin my appreciation because I know, football fan, please hear me out. Football is one of the hardest sports in the entire world.
What about soccer, Clint? Have you considered soccer? I'm sorry. It's the World Cup, and so now there are going to be like 10 listeners who are going to be offended that we just made fun of soccer because they're going to act like they love it because it's the World Cup right now. But
I will cheer on when America's on the TV.
Sure.
In the World Cup. Sure.
That's all that we ask of you.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that,
That's
Daniel.
right.
There are a million different reasons. You can have a perfect play. If one guy is 50% right on his assignment and he messes up, the whole entire play is gone. I know that is a over football coachism. I get that. And yet it's true. So I hate guys that come out here and make one thing. There are a million different things going into it. Don't ruin it for me. And I'm worried that one Kirby Death March is going to saturate into my mind and I'll have to mute 20 million others of you on Twitter.
2 weeks in a row, I've come on this podcast and said there's absolutely nothing to be nervous about. And in one sense, I was right.
You were right.
There was never a time when we were ever in danger of losing against Mississippi State or Kentucky. And we're never, ever going to be in danger of losing this game.
No.
But I'm going to change my tune a little bit this week. Okay. And I'm going to tell you there are some things to be nervous about. A not improved goal line offense is something to be nervous about. Carson Beck not getting into the game is something to be nervous about. Heck, Brock Vandegrift not getting into the game is something to be nervous about. I'm going to go, though, in a different... I meant to ask you this on
Wednesday.
On Wednesday's show, yeah. I've got lost track of my days. There's a lot of turkey in the system, and so a lot of
miles.
It's the one week a year that we know what the word tryptophan is,
and then you forget it,
and then it's gone. I meant to ask you this question the other day, and so I'm going to pose it now in the sense that this is what I'm nervous about, because I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to happen on Saturday. No matter what happens in the Georgia game.
So you got some robes happening here. You got some predictive robes with your nervous.
When Ohio State blows out Michigan, because they're going to do that. Yes. You lay them. Ohio State will be ranked number 1. And Georgia will be ranked number 2. Now, let me stop.
This is wild.
Let me stop you right there. Okay. Let me stop you right there. That's a fact. Because the College Football Playoff Committee believes that right now, Michigan is the 3rd best team in the world. And Ohio State is about to wax them. So they are going to jump Georgia, a team with an identical record, whose best win is over a team that got taken to the woodshed by Shane Beamer in South Carolina. That was just an excuse to make fun of Tennessee again. So sorry to bring that up.
No one needs an apology from you.
No one's. Yeah. Ohio State's going to be
fireworks.
And so I bring this up for 2 reasons. One, as a public service announcement, Georgia fans, prepare yourselves. Clearly, you were not prepared, Clint, for this. But just think about it. It's going to happen. There's no reason it wouldn't happen. I honestly, you're not going to like this, Georgia fans. I honestly think it should happen.
Okay.
If I were a voter, I think I would vote Ohio State over. I wouldn't have Michigan, first of all, in my top 3.
No.
But they do, and if you beat them, then I think Ohio State should jump over us. What I'm nervous about is not that. Because when do the rankings matter, Clint?
They don't until the very end of the season when all games are played.
Okay. So, if you're in the top 4, they matter. But then after that, they don't matter until the end of the national championship game.
Yes. Yep.
I'm nervous. You talk about muting people on Twitter. I'm nervous for the insane reaction from Georgia fans when Georgia, going into the SEC championship game, is not ranked number 1 in the country. Because I think when we beat LSU, we will jump back.
I was just going to ask
to
you that
number
question.
1.
Yeah.
Because Ohio State is about to go play Wisconsin.
Oh my gosh.
Process the Big Ten with me for a second, if you would.
No, Daniel. Daniel, can I just tell you right now?
What's our safe word?
Let me tell you, it's
foliage.
No.
Foliage.
Can I just tell you right now? Big Ten fan, y'all think that SEC fan is delusional?
Just wait till the playoff. Big Ten fans going to get a lot of airtime on this podcast.
I have never seen a more dull, dim-witted fan base in my entire life.
So when Georgia beats LSU, a team that the committee clearly respects,
yeah,
they will jump back ahead of Ohio State. But just Georgia fans, don't overreact. It doesn't matter.
We're going to play SC is what your prediction in the playoff.
Or Clemson. My prediction is actually Clemson. I think the playoff is going to be Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, TCU 3, Clemson 4.
Clemson jumps up from 9, leapfrogs USC. Or you think
Yeah,
USC...
they're not 9 right now. I think they're 8 right now.
Oh, okay.
So when they play in the ACC championship game, they're going to pass Alabama.
Yep.
And when LSU loses, they're going to drop out.
Yep.
And I predict USC is going to lose one of their next 2 games.
Yeah.
And so I have Clemson being that team that takes that.
Which, by the way, my.
But listen, in that scenario, just play it out with me, George fans.
Play it out, yeah.
If you're ranked number 1,
what happens?
In that scenario, you play Clemson. We talked about this with Dawgs on the pod a couple days ago. Now, wait.
It gets
overreact. Better. Panic with me for a second. Panic. If Ohio State's number 1, you play TCU.
It's more like a win-win-win. How do I win and how do you win?
I win for also having successfully mediated a conflict at work. So everyone wins in this scenario. It doesn't really matter. But that's what I'm nervous about. Georgia fans, brace yourself. It's a public service announcement.
We're going to go back after this and talk about what not to sleep on. But first, we'll let you about Upside. Upside has this fantastic ability to get you money for everyday shopping that you do. Gas, groceries, sporting events, like them Weldon Brothers when they hit on that money line parlay and go ahead. By the way, we'll take business class. Business class is just fine with us. Okay?
Business class. You don't even have to seat us together. We'll be fine on the flight.
We're fine. The rest of the plane, not fine.
No, they're not going to be fine. But that flight back, they really not going to be fine.
But Upside is an app that you can download right on your phone, and you get $5 for free of your first $10 that you record on the app. Doing everyday purchases, it's easy, it's free, it's not too good to be true. Download the Upside app today and use promo code LOCKEDON and get $5 once you do $10 worth of shopping.
Don't sleep on Clint.
Yes, sir.
My nervous about that I gave you just then was a little bit of a don't sleep on. Don't sleep on Georgia not being ranked number 1 after this week, even if we blow the doors off Georgia.
And by the way, don't sleep on us not. He told you, so we're clearly, but us not caring and not talking about it one time next week.
Not a concern. We're on to Cincinnati.
What are you not sleeping on, Daniel?
Don't sleep on first quarter bombs. I already referenced that on the podcast.
Did. Yep.
So the death march might be coming. And again, I think we're in this place where we're probably not showing a ton, but we're also trying to work things out. We're trying to hone in on some things that Kirby and Todd have identified as potential things that the offense needs to work on. And so don't sleep on all of that still happening. But in this first quarter, in front of the home crowd, going for a second straight undefeated regular season, I really believe that Kirby's philosophy coming out of the gate is, let's just hit these guys in the mouth so hard that they run off the field begging us to cancel the rest of the game. I don't know what the first quarter line is, but I think it's over 10 in the first quarter. That's what Vegas thinks about this game.
Oh, no.
I still might lay it. If Georgia receives the opening kickoff, I think Georgia is almost certainly going to be up 14 to 21 points in the first quarter of this game. So that would be my primary don't sleep on the offensive side of the ball.
Daniel, do you know what Georgia Tech's passing numbers have been the last 3 games? Passing attempts.
Probably they do it not very much.
See, this is the don't sleep on. 32 pass attempts, 44 pass attempts. In the last game against North Carolina, they had, I think, 26, 27 pass attempts. They're running back by committee. They had 3 guys over 10 attempts in those games, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a great offensive key player, but they're passing the ball.
They've been injured several times over.
That's exactly right. Against North Carolina, they didn't throw as much, but against Virginia Tech and against Miami, they're slinging the ball. Daniel,
Okay.
for some success. This is the don't sleep on. Don't sleep on Georgia having the most sacks it's had all year long in this game.
Ooh, I like that.
And don't sleep on your boys getting on an overreaction time and talk about one Mr. Michael being the greatest defensive player ever to suit up for Georgia. We might say some ludicrous stuff because that kid can hunt.
He can get after it.
So don't sleep on us having the most sacks all year, defensive recording.
Yeah, you said most sacks. I was going to go defensive score. Is this
Let's roll that out. Because
what about a special teams touchdown?
Hold on. What if I was to tell you? No, Daniel, don't sleep on that. And it's not going to be an interception return. I'm saying strip sack.
Scoop score.
That's what
Michael Williams, strip sack, recovers it his own, picks up his own, stiff arms Robert Beal. Just says, "Get off me, son. This is my ball." And takes it into the end zone for 6.
Say he won't.
I won't say he won't. Because he's probably going to.
He's probably going to. Daniel, we are excited for Tech Week to be done and over so we can move on to LSU. Be excited about that. So get prepared. Be prepared that next Tuesday when we're on here, Georgia's number 2 in the college football rankings and us not to care. Yep. Michael Williams is going to be the greatest Georgia defensive player since Pollard and probably better than him right now. That's our overreaction. Just prepare yourself for all this.
Overreactions coming on Saturday night. They're going to be fresh. LSU, good luck with Texas A&M. Weldon Brothers, good luck with that parlay. Let's go.
We'll
see y'all on Saturday night.